Celebrities who don't use their real names. It's always fascinating to learn celebrities' real names, in part because there are so many examples of stage name switch-ups. After all, the road to stardom isn't as simple as moving to Los Angeles, getting an agent, and booking your first job. There are a lot of steps on the way to becoming a household name. One of those, for many famous people, selecting a new moniker to use professionally. Celebrities changing their birth names has been happening since Hollywood's earliest days. Case in point, Marilyn Monroe was born Norma Jeane Mortenson. Some celebrities' real names are changed because the star wants a flashier stage persona. Lana Del Rey, for example, changed hers from Lizzy Grant in an effort to distance herself from a failed project. Others switch for practical reasons, like the fact that another actor has already registered with SAG under that name. A few just simply wanted to be called something else, or changed up their name long before they arrived in Hollywood. Whatever the reasoning, you'll find some surprising celebrities' real names in this video. Lady Gaga. You probably guessed Lady Gaga wasn't actually born with that name. But did you know the singer and actor is known to her family as Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanata? I decided that I'd been playing under my real name for so long, I wanted to reinvent myself, she told Oprah in an interview. So I said, what about Lady Gaga, because Gaga is sort of crazy and lady has such connotations. Rihanna. Before she was a chart-topping singer or leading a billion-dollar business, Rihanna was born Robin Rihanna Fenty. Yep, that's where the beauty brand's name comes from. Her closest friends and family members still call her Robin. I get kind of numb to hearing Rihanna, 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 she once told Rolling Stone. When I hear Robin, I pay attention. Meghan Markle. Now we know her as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But did you know she was born Rachel Meghan Markle? Markle hasn't commented on why, exactly, she changed her name, but she's used Meghan, or Meg since childhood. And it worked in her favor. Her Suits character was also named Rachel, which would have been a fun twist. Nina Dobrev. Nina Dobrev's birth name reveals her roots in Bulgaria, where she was born Nikolina Kamenova Dobrev before she moved to Canada. At some point before the future Vampire Diaries star landed her first role on Degrassi, The Next Generation in 2006, she adopted the first name Nina and shortened her last name to Dobrev. Emma Stone. When Emma Stone went to register for her SAG card, she was unable to use her real name, Emily Stone, because another actor had already filed under it. She chose Riley instead, before realizing it was a little too different from her birth name. I landed a guest spot on Malcolm in the Middle, and one day they were calling Riley. Rayleigh. Rayleigh. We need you on set, Riley, and I had no idea who they were talking to, Stone told W Magazine. She started using Emma, but says she would love to get back to using Emily someday. Lana Del Rey, Elizabeth Woolridge Grant. Born Elizabeth Woolridge Grant, the singer changed her name after she released an album using the moniker Lizzy Grant that flopped. In an effort to reinvent herself, she became Lana Del Rey. The new stage name came to her after a trip to Miami, where she decided she wanted a name that sounded sort of exotic and reminded me of like the seaside on the Floridian coast. Whoopi Goldberg, Karen Elaine Johnson. It's hard to imagine that Whoopi Goldberg was born anything other than, well, Whoopi Goldberg, but it's true, her birth name is Karen Elaine Johnson. In 2006, she explained that the stage name actually comes from a whoopee cushion. When you're performing on stage, you never really have time to go into the bathroom and close the door, she told the New York Times. So if you get a little gassy, you've got to let it go. So people used to say to me, you're like a whoopee cushion. And that's where the name came from. Miley Cyrus, Destiny Hope Cyrus. No, Miley Cyrus's real name isn't Hannah Montana. Although, how great would that be? The singer and actor was actually given the name Destiny Hope at birth, but her parents nicknamed her Smiley for how often the baby girl smiled. That eventually became Miley, and the rest, as they say, was history. Cardi B, Belcalis Marlinis Almanzar. Rapper Cardi B, whose birth name is Belcalis Marlinis Almanzar, took it upon herself to reveal how she got her stage name. "My name is Belcalis," she tweeted in 2016. "Growing up, people called me Bacardi cause my sister name is Hennessy, FYI. The more you know." Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jeane Mortenson Baker. Marilyn Monroe is perhaps the most famous example of a celebrity who changed their birth name. Born Norma Jeane Mortenson, the actor later used her mother's last name, Baker, until she married her first husband, James Doherty. But when she signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, studio executive Ben Lyon thought there were too many possible pronunciations of Doherty. They finally settled on Marilyn Monroe. It seems the late actor was pleased with the change because she inscribed a photograph to him with, "Dear Ben, you found me, named me, and believed in me when no one else did. My thanks and love forever. Marilyn." Calvin Harris, Adam Richard Wiles. Many were surprised to learn that Calvin Harris's real name is actually Adam Richard Wiles after his then-girlfriend Taylor Swift referred to him as such while accepting her Female Artist of the Year win at the iHeartRadio Awards in 2016. But in early 2020, he revealed that he was considering changing his stage name again because of too much negativity associated with the Harris moniker. Bruno Mars, Peter Jean Hernandez. Bruno Mars is such a perfect stage name that perhaps it's not a surprise it's not the singer's given name. He was actually born Peter Jean Hernandez, but his dad started calling him Bruno after the wrestler Bruno Sammartino. Mars came up just because I felt like I didn't have no pizzazz, and a lot of girls say I'm out of this world, so I was like, I guess I'm from Mars, he told Wrap Up magazine. Mindy Kaling, Vera Mindy Chokalingam. The story behind why Mindy Kaling, born Vera Mindy Chokalingam, created her stage name is awful but, sadly, a relatable experience for many people in Hollywood who don't have anglicized, red-white, names. "I shortened my name because MCs for these comedy shows would have trouble pronouncing it, and then they'd make a joke about my last name," she revealed to NHPR. "I already felt like a huge distance from the audience, just as a new comedian, but then an even more distance because it had been made so clear that I was ethnic." Olivia Wilde, Olivia Cockburn. Name inspiration can come from anything. For Olivia Wilde, it came from literature. When she was still in high school, she changed her last name from Cockburn to Wilde, in honor of the 19th century author. Pen names were actually something of a tradition in the Cockburn family. "My mother thought it was a good idea for me as well, so I could have my own identity outside of my family," Wilde told The Observer. Brad Pitt, William Bradley Pitt. Brad Pitt decided to use a name close to his birth name when he started his career. Instead of going by his full birth name, William Bradley Pitt, he shortened it to Brad Pitt. It does sound a bit better than Will Pitt, if you ask me. According to Page 6, in his personal life he likes to go by William. While on a coffee run, a woman introduced herself and he reportedly said, "Hi, I'm William." She replied, "Oh, you look like a Bradley." And he responded, "Well, that's my middle name," and smiled and winked. Swoon. Alicia Keys, Alicia Agilo Cook. It would just be too perfect if Alicia Keys's last name really was Keys, considering she so beautifully plays the piano. But no, her real name is actually Alicia Agilo Cook. At first she thought of Wilde for a last name to use professionally, but her mom objected. She later decided on Keys since it just made sense, it's like the piano keys. Nicolas Cage, Nicolas Coppola. Nicolas Cage was born into a Hollywood famous family, but you wouldn't know it by his last name. That's intentional. The actor, born Nicolas Coppola, dropped his last name in an effort to separate himself from any accusations of nepotism. His uncle, Francis Ford Coppola, directed all 3 Godfather movies. His stage name was inspired by the superhero Luke Cage. John Legend, John Roger Stevens. John Legend's last name is quite fitting, though the Grammy winners said he never would have chosen it himself. His real name is John Roger Stevens. John Legend is a nickname that some friends started calling me, and it kind of grew into my stage name, he told MTV News. It grew to the point where more people in my circle would know me by that name than by my real name. I had to make a decision. Drake, Aubrey Drake Graham. Drake, born Aubrey Drake Graham, takes his stage moniker from his middle name, which his father gave him. His reasoning behind it, I am not sure. My dad is a character, so it could be anything. I just really loved the name and I embraced it my whole life, he told Hip Hop Canada. Drake is me in my everyday life. Drake is who I am and Aubrey is more of a separate, sort of proper individual. Halsey, Ashley Nicolette Frangipane. Before she released her debut studio album Badlands, in 2015, singer Ashley Nicolette Frangipane came up with the stage persona that we all know her by today, Halsey. At the time, I felt that Ashley didn't deserve to be famous and successful because she wasn't that special, but if I made Halsey, maybe she could be, the singer once told Cosmopolitan. Katy Perry, Catherine Elizabeth Hudson. People who dream of stardom don't always know if their career will take off into mega fame territory, but it seems singer Katy Perry, born Catherine Elizabeth Hudson, didn't want to take any chances. She reportedly changed her name so she wouldn't be confused with the already famous actor Kate Hudson. Check out one of our newest video right here. Plus, even more Buzzstone videos about celebs and their exes are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.